What is up, dirty people and cornflakes eating weirdos? And today we're going to be ranking all Valorant maps. And god damn it, I've already done this stupid intro 7,069 times and I still don't manage to get it. I'm done with this WestJet thing. Just go subscribe. And today we're going to be ranking all Valorant maps. So just watch the video and just subscribe. 1% of your 0% of your god damn it, I still messed this up. Just 0% of your subscribe. So just subscribe. That's all I ask for you. And also like the video and also share it so all of the people. Nah, I'm just kidding. But anyway, enjoy the video. Guys, just a warning, I don't know what I'm talking about, so yeah, just enjoy it. As you heard from the intro, today we'll be ranking every single Valorant maps. Now let's start off with the first one, Ascent. Ascent is pretty good map. It has like a lot of places that you can hide, but most of them are just wall bangable spots. There isn't really sneaky. There isn't a lot of really sneaky plays in Ascent. That's what I like, and the combos of ult in Ascent are really good. Some agents like Killjoy, KO, Killjoy, Astra, and Killjoy, Astra, and just Reyna are just really good in that map because like in Ascent there is really like you can be a mid player and you can succeed in it because mid is really good of Ascent and people are normally there in mid. People are normally not there, but the Ascent is a pretty good map. I'll give it the AA tier. Now let's start off with Bind. Now many people hate Bind. I used to hate Bind. Now I'm starting to kind of realize that it's kind of fun because in my old unrated match there didn't used to be a lot of smokes, and now with Astra and Viper, a lot of those smokes are really good in Bind, and Raze is really good. Me being a former Raze main, me being a Raze main, not now, I'm not a Raze main right now, but I used to be a Raze main. I used to play Bind in Raze in Bind a lot of time, and just the amount of sentinels, you can play all of this, all sentinels, and still get worth it, still get info, really nice info, unlike Ascent and unlike most of the maps. You need to play a specific sentinel to get info. So I'll keep Bind as B for Bind. Now let's start off with Breeze. Many people hate Breeze, and I understand where they're going off. It's a huge map. It takes a lot of time to rotate. It takes a lot of time to just fake your opponents. It kinda has a problem that old Icebox had. Breeze is actually a really good map for me. You know, me being Viper, and I'm going to have a new video come out, which is actually called just playing, just like the guide on how to play Viper on Breeze. That video will be coming out in 1 or 2 months, 1 month. Greece is actually a really good map for me, at least. You can play a lot of agents, like you can play Viper with it. Unfortunately, you can't play like Brim or Omen because the huge size of the map, but you can play Viper in it, you can play Jet, you can play Reyna, you can play even Yoru. Yoru is really good in that map too. And you can basically just play Cypher too. You can play Killjoy too in that. You can play Sage, but it's not really worth it. You can play Chamber too. you can play Sky and Kiss. You can play all of the initiators except Breach because his stuns and his flashes are just not made for that map. So I'll give Breeze a solid B for Breeze. Many people would give it a C or a D, but I'll give the B. So now let's start off with Fracture. I hate Fracture. Don't really like Fracture. Don't it. The problem with it is that just it's so attacker-sided. It's so attacker-sided that defenders don't really have a chance, because if you have like a great good Jet or a good Reyna or just a good duelist player, they can just enter into side so easily, since anchoring and defending side is so hard, and retaking B is the worst thing. If you have a phantom, or if you have a phantom or a classic or a ghost or a frenzy or a sheriff, then retaking B is just impossible for defenders. And even for defenders, there's so many places they can hide, and they can just hide and kill people, and there's just not like enough. There's just like not enough places where lurkers can lurk. There's just not enough time for it, and it's just really hard for attackers or defenders to lurk, since like there's no middle in it. And normally you in maps like Haven, Icebox, not Haven, normally maps like Ascent and Icebox and even Split, you like learn from the mid, most people. So it's like, and the zip line just make it two times worse, because they can be at two different sites, and if you're just alone anchoring site, and your friend is just looking one angle only, you can get shot from three different angles just not knowing it. But if you play Viper on Fracture, it might be a little bit easier, but still Fracture is a D for me. Actually, since Fracture hasn't seen a lot of competitive play, I only saw people playing Fracture on that Ascent versus Gambit thing. I think the Champions Finals, and Sentinel versus Energy for the qualifiers for stage 2 of challengers. But still, Fracture is just really Fracture is just really bad and really hard to play if you don't have a Breeze or a Viper. Viper or Jet and Reyna, it's really hard. So I'll give it a C. Now Haven. Haven is a map where it's a very small map, and Haven is a map where like I don't know what agents to play, because in Haven all of the agents work. Almost all, yes, all agents work. You can play Siege, you can play Neon, you can play Chamber, you can play Cypher, you can play Jet, you can play Reyna, you can play Raze, you can just play Reyna too. You can just play every single agent in that map, and honestly, you will get success in that map if you take if you get so much success in that map if you get more than two flashes, because like there's just so less space in B, and if you're looking forward to doing B, then you can just have a Sky or a Q or a Reyna. Reyna is better than all of them. You just flash B and just entry, and it's so easy. But B doesn't really have that much space, so people don't go there. But still, I'll give Haven was my favorite map, but now it's not. So I'll give it a solid A. Actually, I'll give it a S because it's my favorite map. Heaven is my favorite map. And I'll give Ascent a A2 because Ascent is also Ascent S2 because Ascent is also my favorite, one of my favorite maps. So let's start off with Icebox. Many people still hate Icebox till this day, and I don't understand why. Because with Viper and even nowadays you can play Omen, or you can play Omen or Astra in that map, and mid isn't really playable still. You can lurk from mid and just go to A if there is nobody, but there is normally a guy in mid seeing, and just pushing a site is really hard to since there's just a lot of cans and like bins. But I give Icebox a A. Now Split. Many people would give Split a D or C, but I actually like that map. I actually like that map, Actually like that map a lot. But still, Split is a really good map. Split is a really good map, and it almost gives me those vibes of vibes of Japan when vibes of Japan. I always watch videos in Japan. I love Japan, and it's it like reminds me of a lot of nice things. Uh, but the looks of it are nothing. The competitive play is everything, and people play Split. Yeah, they play Split sometimes. Running a KO or running a KO in breach, KO or breach in this map is really good, since all of the boxes breach can just flash it and get really good results and KO at the same. You need a Sage or a Sky, and Split is just a good map, so I'll give it an A. So guys, a little bit of thinking. I want to do some modifications with the maps. So I'll keep Fracture at a D. I'll keep Breeze as a C, and I'll keep Ascent as a A. Ascent A for Ascent. So now this is basically my maps video. Hope you guys enjoyed this, and goodbye.